Looking off into the distance, you can see that it's pretty gray. It looks like it's raining there in Miami. I'm hoping that I timed it well enough that I can avoid it. Sorry for all the wind, but you can see it's not looking good over there. The good part is the wind is off to my left, and if I scan over this direction, you can see it kind of lightens up over that direction. So hopefully by the time I get into the area of Miami, that lighter section's there, and it won't be so bad. I'm starting to get a few light sprinkles off and on. It's not looking too bad, but it's not looking as if I'm going to miss it completely. So there's a bus stop up here, so I'm going to stop and put on the cover. Give me a little practice at doing that as well. Well, as you can see, it's raining. I didn't start at the park bench because I'm like, it's not too bad. I got like 100 yards down the way and it started raining, so I ditched myself under a tree and got the pack on, so I'm going to continue on. This is a good test. So it looks like I may have weathered the worst of it so far. It's sprinkling a little bit right now, but good thing about it is kind of confirmed my long-held belief of once you're wet, you're wet. You might as well continue on. As long as it's not cold. Cold's a different story. Then you have to worry about hypothermia, but that's not a concern right now. As long as you can maintain your core temperature by being active, you're okay with that. Not to say that you can't get hypothermia in warm weather, but it's the core temperature that you have to maintain the whole time. So this is going to be a good test. I didn't have my bag lined with a garbage bag or anything, so we'll see how well the rain cover protected everything in there, and we'll go from there. I wasn't really planning on doing a video today, but it worked out fairly well. This is my fourth day, consecutive day of hiking, and every day at the end of it I'm feeling a little stiff and sore, but I do some elevation, some compression, keep my muscles active to pump the fluid out of there, and next morning it's like I'm feeling no ill effects of it. So far that's been a good portion of it. I did probably close to 13, actually probably more than 13 because I went further than I did yesterday. So it's going to be a good day. We'll see if anything else comes along on that, and I'll give an update as far as how the backpack held out as well. The other thing I can attest to is what you hear on the YouTube about Gore-Tex. Gore-Tex becomes your boots become a puddle, so every time I'm taking a step, it's like the water squishing between my toes. Once my socks got saturated, all that water just went into my boots and it stayed there. If I was on the trail, I would have actually taken off my boots and dried them all out and changed my socks, but I'm so close to home now, it's not worth the effort to do that. Good morning, everybody. I'd like to give you an update on the rain test the other day, the unexpected rain test. Everything turned out to be pretty good. I did take yesterday off. I did some exercises, but nothing with the backpack itself. Had to run some errands, a little bit of Christmas shopping. Actually, I had to go to the store and buy something. My Christmas shopping nowadays usually consists of a trip to the ATM machine or everything online. So going to the store was an unusual experience for me nowadays. The backpack, the cover, performed well, which I'm very happy with because it was a heavy rain and it was windy, especially up on top of the bridge, the Key Scan Bridge. The wind was driving, and the pack, other than that initial surface rain that I got on it before getting the cover on, everything was dry. I went through all the compartments to make sure I had no water anywhere, and I didn't have a liner inside the bag, So that gives me some good confidence going into the hike that I can rely on the cover itself. I'm still going to put a liner in just as an insurance, as a backup, but the cover itself worked out well. The other thing I learned is that, as I was talking about before, is my feet were soaked. So I know I will not be using the boots themselves on the trail, which I'd already determined anyways, but it just confirmed that fact that I do that. Another thing that worked out is that a lot of people use bandanas because they're lightweight and they multiple purposes, from wiping yourself down to blowing your nose to wiping your pots out to using them as a towel, and they're lightweight. I was going to use a chamois because they have the same purposes, very lightweight, use it for all that, but they're also very absorbent, and that was proven when I stuck some in my boots, and by morning the boots were wearable, and I dumped water out of my boots. And in fact, I should have taken one and wrapped my insoles on it, because those were wetter than the inside of the boots. I just hung them up to dry, but they were still damp in the morning. So if I had done that, the boots would have been completely wearable the next morning. They were slightly damp, but much better than if I hadn't put the chamois in it themselves. So lesson learned on that. That all worked out well. So today I'm going, and my full intention is to actually take a break at the 2-hour point. I've been going for 4 hours non-stop, but I came to a point on Saturday that there's a small park right past where I went, so I'm gonna go beyond that, and I'm gonna spend some time there, go ahead and elevate my feet for a while and see if that helps with the process itself, just so that I'm not feeling that initial stiffness after the 4 hours. Thank you. I want to thank everybody once again and every time for watching the videos and subscribing. Each one gets us that much closer to the goal of getting a monetary payment for the advertisements on the videos. So once we achieve that, we can make donations to cystic fibrosis and veteran groups. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Today we're going to do a little bit different sign off. So it's going to be pack them up, cover them up, and move them out.